All right, we're going to talk about lesson 2, problem set. All right, number 1, I didn't want you to do. So let's go to number 2. All right, so it says here, use the coordinate plane to answer the following. So the first thing here is we have this grid here, and we have the x coordinates and the y coordinates, and it's asking you what shape is in that location. So the first one is 2, 5. So we go over to our coordinate plane, and we go over to 2. You always go along the horizontal axes first, the x-axis. The first number is always that. So you always go along there first. So we go to the 2, and then we go up. The y coordinate is going up or down. All right, so we go all the way up to the 5, and we can see there that it is the triangle. So we write triangle in there. All right, next one is 1, 2. So again, I go along my x-axis to the 1, and then I go up to 2, and I see that there is a circle. And so I put circle in my space there. Next one is 5, 6. So I go along here to 5, and then I go up to 6, and that right there is a square. And then we have 6, 5. So I go all the way along to 6 there, and then I go up to 5. All right, there's my 5, here's my 6, there's my 5, and we can see that there is an octagon. 8-sided shape is called an octagon. All right, next question. Which shape is 2 units from the y-axis? So our y-axis is this vertical line right here. All right, and so if you're 2 units away, you're going to be 2 units, something's 2 units this way. So we go and find where our 2 is, and we can see that it is the triangle. Then it says which shape has an x-coordinate of 0. All right, 0 means we're not going to go anywhere along this horizontal line here. So we have just whatever a shape is on the 0 here. And it's this parallelogram here. All right, and we write in, let's see, did I spell that correctly? Started spelling it, parallelogram, there we go. Parallelogram. All right, which shape is 4 units from the y-axis and 3 units from the x-axis? So 4 units away this way, so that means 4 units along here, so we go to 4, and then 3 units away from the x, and that is your smaller square. It's turned a little bit, it looks more like a diamond shape, but if you actually just look at it this way, you can see that it's still just a square, but it's smaller than that other square up there. So we're going to call it a small square. We are not going to call it a diamond. That's actually incorrect. And the proper name for an actual diamond is a rhombus. So we shouldn't actually name any shapes a diamond. All right. So next question. All right. It says use the coordinate plane to answer the following. So we've got some shapes there. Now this one's a little bit different. It didn't just go up in ones like this one here. All right. It's nice and easy when our intervals just go up in ones. So let's look here and see what it's doing here. Let's look at this here. So we have a half right here, and you have a line in between there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 before we get to a full 1 unit. So these are going up in quarters. 1 quarter, 2 quarters, which is the same as a half, 3 quarters, and 1, and so forth. All right, so where's that smiley face? Here we need to find out what the x coordinate is and the y coordinates. So we go to the smiley face, and we see it right there, and we go and look, and we see that it's just at 2, and then it goes up, and it is at 1. So you always say the x first. So we would say 2, it goes there, and 1. All right, now, like I said, they do call it a diamond here. I don't like that. It's actually a nickname for it. It's actually proper name is a rhombus. All right, so we go and find that rhombus. It's right here. All right, and we go to 2, and then we go over here. Look, it's not right on a unit here, but it's in between a 3.5 and 4. 3.5 is same as 3 and 2/4. So that was 3 and 3/4. So, oh, I forgot what my x was now. All right, so we have 2 and 3 and 3/4. All right, the sun. Look at the sun here. It doesn't go along the quarter or along the x-axis at all. All right, that horizontal line right there. All right, it's right at 0. That sun's right there. So the x coordinate is 0. And let's see where that Y is. It was the same line as that rhombus there, so it's 3 3/4 as well. All right, we have our heart. Let's see, where's that heart? Ooh, the heart goes along the corridor. Sorry, that's my English version of saying it. We always say go along the corridor first and then up and down the stairs. All right, but here we'll say we'll go along the hallway, I guess we would call it here. All right, so we go along the horizontal axes, and it's at 3 3/4. All right, so that's our Y, our X this time. And it doesn't go up at all on the Y, so it is 0. Okay, we're almost done with this. All right, name the shape whose X coordinate is half more than the value of the heart's X coordinate. So we go to the heart here, and it's just a half more, all right, which would be, let's see, 1/2 more. So that would be 1/4 more. So there is 1/4 more. Sorry, I lost what I was doing there. The heart, it's half more than, all right, so there's 1/4 more, so a half more would be right at that 4. So it will be the cloud. All right, plot a triangle at 3 4. So now you just need to do the plotting. So you go again along here first, 3, and then you would go up to 4, and that would be right there, and you place in a triangle. Next one is plot a square at 4 3/4 and 5. 4 3/4, there's 4 1/4, 4 2/4, 4 3/4, and then all the way up to 5, and we need to put a square in there. And then plot an X at 1/2 and 3/4. So we've got 1/2 right here, and we've got 3/4 right here. And I believe it was a circle if I'm right. Oh no, plot an X. I was wrong. Plot an X at 1/2, and there's 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. And there, that would go there. All right, last question. The pirate's treasure is buried at the X on the map. How could a coordinate plane make describing its location easier? All right, so we have got here, we could use this palm tree as the origin. Okay, and then you could take a ruler and you could draw in an x-axis and a y-axis, and then you could tell the person how far over to the right to go and how far up to go. So how many feet, and then you could use that coordinate grid to give them an exact location so they know exactly where that treasure is at. All right, thanks for listening.